I figured out time travel!
Oh, I mean, that's nice, good job, but why should I care? It's not related to extreme demons, right?
That's where you're wrong. I've managed to construct a time machine that's powered by my worthless opinions on extreme demons.
Well, now you have my attention. But why do you even need a time machine?
I don't know about you, but I miss being alive, so I've decided to construct a time machine so I can go back in time and stop myself from botching an athlete's foot surgery.
But I had a heart attack in my liver.
Yeah, the surgical procedure for that is called athlete's foot surgery.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, not many people know that, but all that aside, I need to start talking about extreme demons to power up the time machine.
You know the deal by this point. I talk about extreme demons. I'm going to start with all the levels that need to be placed on Point Crate as of May 9th, 2021, since there's a lot that needs to be placed. Anyways, without further ado, let's get this time machine up and running. This level is amazing. There's really nothing like it in terms of both gameplay and decoration. I really can't describe just how great this is, nor can I really describe what I specifically like about it. It's a trip, alright, and boy is it impressive at what Notslet and Dynid were able to do. If your eyes can handle it, I highly recommend watching a video of this, since the level really can't be put into words. It's something truly special that I don't think we'll ever see again in this game, and that's alright by me. Silent Club is the newest former impossible level to be legitimately beaten, following Tartarus, Thinking Space, and Sorry Never Clear. It's a fucking brutal experience, with an 11 CPS spam placed right in the middle of the level. Good job to Lukalize for actually beating this hellish abomination. It's weird to see this actually rated and legitimately verified after over 5 years. Again, Lukalizer is a fucking beast for being able to beat this, and there's really not much else to say. It's an awful level to play, but god damn is it an achievement to beat it. Good luck to anyone brave enough to attempt this. It will be an awful experience.
Platinum's Interface series is like the sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
They were directed by J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson?
No.
Oh, then how are they similar?
Both have a good first installment, then a second installment that had a lot of potential but fumbled due to exterior issues, and then a third installment that ruins the other two because of how bad it is.
Omega Interface did not need to exist. It barely feels related to the established Interface style of gameplay, and my god are the colors bad. While grey and red can be used well to create a mechanical theme, it's not done well here at all. The gameplay is also incredibly hard to see and follow, and the song is fat ass. Platinum really dropped the ball on this one, and it's a shame since it's his last level. I wish Platinum had finished Sigma Interface instead. That level had a strong start and only turned out bad because it was half finished. Unfortunately, this is the timeline that we live in, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Didn't you just say you built a time machine?
It's a one-time use thing. I'd rather be alive and have Omega Interface exist than Omega Interface not exist but stay like this.
Oh, why is it one use? Why not make it have multiple uses? What was your thought process here?
The more questions you ask, the less I want to save your life.
Oh, okay.
This level is so empty. It feels like nothing is going on, and it's actual sleep medicine. The gameplay and song are both terrible. The song starts out alright, but that all goes down the shitter when the drop hits. I don't know why this new creating trend is using the worst songs ever and ripping off Para, but that's what's happening, and this level is one of those levels. The only good thing about this level is how low its object count is, but that's not much of a compliment because the level literally never has a background. I really don't like this level and levels like it, and unfortunately there's more of those levels to come. Advanced Airstream isn't great. I think the big thing to take away when talking about Advanced is that a lot of the creators hadn't found their footing yet. The level is quite old, so it does make sense, but I think if the level was redecorated with the new skills and styles that the creators had gained since they made their parts, it would have turned out better. Think sort of like the AP team work ethic, but instead of 300,000 objects and ugly core decoration, it's decoration that's actually rate-worthy. Beyond the dated decoration, the level is pretty fine in the other departments.
It's a 9 circles level inspired by the 9 circles levels that N-Level created. What more do you want me to say? It's Corowetta but longer. What more do you want me to say?
I really like this level. A Newgrounds Extreme Demon by Warren. This level always brings a smile to my face. Apart from one line in the song that I would rather do without, there's really no flaws with this level. It executes its theme really well, and the gameplay is very satisfying to watch and play. The song also perfectly encapsulates Warren's personality before he went a bit off the deep end. Everything here just works really well, and it's the type of Extreme Demon I really like to replay again and again on YouTube. Again, the only flaw I have is that one questionable line of dialogue that's featured in the level. Beyond that, the level is really good. Rob took his sweet time to rate this, but it's better late than never. Auroral Darkness is three things: very dark, very colorful, and very messy. While I like what the level is going for, all the decoration just sort of merges together. There's not a clear enough distinction between the background, block design, and foreground, so it just feels like you're watching a bunch of colors that a kindergartner hastily mixed together and whiz by at the speed of light.
Hey, that's a Geometry Dash reference.
I will destroy this time machine if I hear one more unfunny joke come out of your mouth.
Oh, okay.
I can see why some people may like this level, but I personally think it's subpar.
Package for UR Pal Loops.
This must be my new flashy glow level that has no value. This will be number 4,567 in my collection. Package for Brian Ritdarg.
Oh, thanks. This must be my new Sonic Wave remake that clogs up the list. This will be number 3,290 in my collection. I've got a worthless flashy glow level right here. I assume it's for you?
No, I already got my worthless flashy glow level. This must be something else.
Oh, whoops. Looks like I have the wrong address, and by the looks of it, I'm in the wrong country. I should probably fix that, but I'm not gonna. How the fuck did this get rated in 2021? Sure, stuff like Music Game and Silent Club got rated, but those levels were either A, well decorated, or B, significant to the game's history. This is neither.
Stygian Machinery is the latest Korean mega co-op to be rated, and, like most others, is quite charming. There's definitely better Korean mega co-ops, but Stygian still holds its own. Unlike Omega Interface, Stygian uses a grey and red color scheme well. The part quality is quite inconsistent, which is to be expected considering the level's ancient age. But no part looks outright awful. While not groundbreaking, Stygian's still a cool and unique level.
Wait, isn't that an addictive drug?
That's Opium Loops. OPSM-1 is the third modernistic style Extreme Demon to be rated, after the overrated RQ and the horrible Plus Ultra.
OPSM-1 is really forgettable. Modernistic style is a really overdone style and really forgettable unless there's a good theme to it, like say a beach or snowy mountain. OPSM-1 is just modernistic designs, and it's also really flashy and unbalanced. It's not terrible, but I really just do not care for it at all.
Well, that's unnecessarily rude.
Just the name of the level, Loops. Don't get your soul in a twist.
I Hate You is a significant improvement from Bye, Aldrex's previous Extreme Demon. However, being a significant improvement from Radioactive Sludge is not a big achievement. I Hate You is still a C-tier level at best, and that's on a good day. From having some awful gameplay and flashy decoration in some parts, there's a lot I don't like in this level. There's nothing super bad or offensive in this level, it's just not personally for me. Shatter is a cool level. While definitely taking inspiration from Para, I wouldn't call this a direct clone of his style. For one, the song is actually good, though I wish it didn't cut off so suddenly when the level ends. The gameplay here is pretty good, though there's some timings I really wish weren't there. The effects here are also really cool. They're simplistic but still impressive. The level is also nice and easy on the eyes, and there's a pretty relaxing vibe to it as a whole. Probably one of the best levels to come from this Paralution, I guess. And even then, I'd say Shatter has more of its own 2 feet to stand on. Untitled is alright. Originally becoming a viral layout last year, the finished product has some cool designs, but is honestly pretty forgettable. My main issue with the level is that your hand does not get any breaks at all. I'm not talking about long transitions from parts. Your hand is almost always clicking the button with this level. There's not even half-second auto pauses to act as a break, which isn't great, especially when playing for long sessions. The song is alright. I don't really care for anime songs, but this one has a nice flow to it. Speaking of flow, this level's layout apparently caused a massive wave of flow gameplay to arise, so I can't wait for that to arrive and become the new creating trend everyone makes slightly worse with each level. Overall, Untitled's fine but really forgettable.
We finally reached the legacy list. This calls for a celebration.
Oh boy, I hope the first level in this is a good level and not an overhyped piece of garbage that people only play because it's easy.
Twisted Tranquility is proof not everything can be saved with an update. It's truly impressive how a level can be updated 15 times and still never be good. It's not even a case of the level's age, it's just always been awful. No other notable traits here, it's just a garbage level. Unearthed is cool. It has a nice balance of build-up and drops, and each drop is significantly more intense than the last, and each build-up is more dramatic than the last. The gameplay is solid all around, though nothing too outstanding, and the decoration is also solid all around, if a tad dated. I much prefer this to Disentombed in every way, which is a shame since the sequel to this could have been awesome. Breakout is a pretty neat level. Nothing crazy or groundbreaking goes on in this level, but the gameplay is pretty cool. The decoration is pretty dated since the level is from 2.0, but the rest of the level here is pretty cool, especially after the long overdue balance and bug fix update. Nothing much else to say here, solid level overall. Grill Kill is probably Roy Mosty's worst extreme demon, though B-Times20 puts up some serious competition. Grill Kill has really wonky gameplay and no notable designs or artwork beside a couple of black holes. The song is also quite overused in Extreme Demons and the balancing is very poor. Pretty forgettable level in all honesty. The first sequel to Lucid Nightmares that is part of the Nightmares series, Kyrox made 2 series with Ellen as the starting point, being the Lucid series and the Nightmare series. At least, that's how I understand it. Once again, like Lucid Chaos, Concave Memories is significantly more bearable to play, but it's less memorable because of it. Unlike Lucid Chaos, the decoration here is very monochrome and uninteresting, and Einoble's part is incredibly empty. Some of the duels are very buggy, and the level overall just isn't very captivating, but it's serviceable.
Hey Loops, I'm gonna flashbang you every half second for 75 seconds to simulate watching this level.
But that'll hurt my eyes.
That's the point.
Heatwave is a cool level. Widely considered to be one of the better Dorami verifications, Heatwave is a fast-paced extreme game that tests everything pretty evenly. The decoration is definitely a product of its time. This is what Mega Collabs looked like before people discovered the glow style that we see so much of today. My friend from Orchestra also said he had 88% on this, but since he never showed a video, I don't really believe him. Sorry man, no vid, no did. Heartbeat is definitely a unique level. A 3-way collab by Carmel, Blisswipe, and Elam Anubis. Heartbeat has a very interesting theme. The whole level just has this vibe to it that's hard to put into words. It's pretty cool. There's definitely been better Carmel levels, but Heartbeat is still a solid level in this lineup that shouldn't be overlooked.
We all know Deception Dive. It's bad and its difficulty looks like a heart rate monitor. Moving on. This level is like the opposite of Loops. Funny but awful to be around.
That's a bit,
This is the sole reason we started hating Red Hell levels.
FXD is garbage, just gonna say this off the bat, but it's kind of got its charm. Created by Ozpectra, who is infamous for his incredibly buggy and frustrating gameplay, and verified by Skyjax, FXD is a pretty old level with a pretty well-known wave section in the middle. The decoration is pretty standard 1.9, and the song is pretty good and fits the level well. Well, certainly not good. I can't help but at least appreciate FXD for what it is. A uniquely horrible level with an interesting history behind it. Digital Disarray is a 3-way collab between Gyron, Lyson, and Valak that takes at least a little bit of inspiration from an old Heinz level named Cyber Chaos. Digital Disarray is probably Gyron's best level, though I think it stays the same decoration-wise for a bit too long. The last 25% looks really good, and I kinda wish more of the level looked like it, but it's not a big deal. The gameplay is also considered to be very satisfying and fun, and the song is one of F77's best. Overall, a great technology extreme demon that more people should play. Despite what the name would suggest, Necropolix is actually a pretty good and well-made level. It's the best a Necropolis remake can be, which is to say pretty damn good. The level has some pretty good decoration throughout with a pretty cool effect in the 80% area. The level is quite reliant on memory, which is probably its only flaw, but beyond that, there's really no other issues with it. Good job, Namtar, you made a seemingly unplayable level really fun and enjoyable. Retention is alright. It's an old 2.0 level created by Woogie that focuses on duels and memory.
Now, I know that sounds bad, and it is, but Retention also has other stuff going for it, like what's the best Woogie level.
From the sound of it, that's not a very high bar to clear.
It's not.
Many people have called Retention fun, which is good, but the learning process is unanimously considered to be brutal. Not much else to say here, it's a decent C- level.
Jolo felt this level represented him, which makes it automatically one of the worst demons in the game, period. Man, people cannot make good gameplay when the song is pure gone, god damn. Hey Loops, want an Insaction cracker?
Nah, I'm good.
Holy fuck, this is bad. A legitimate contender for the worst extreme demon, objectively speaking. Killer Zone is fucking awful. Many timings don't work how they're supposed to, and the decoration is bad. Even for early 2.0. If it wasn't for the song being as good as it is, this level would literally have no value. But as it stands, it's still a dumpster fire of a level. A lot of what I said about Auroral Darkness applies to Artificial Dream, and I bring it up since both are made by Virus. Artificial Dream is more stop-start than Auroral, but both are pretty messy decoration-wise. The gameplay in AD is pretty good but a bit learny, and the balancing is a tad off, but other than that it's a solid level. I think I slightly prefer Auroral, but both levels are pretty much equal in my mind. This level is beautiful. It's truly a unique experience, and while the gameplay may be unbalanced and the decoration a bit bright, it's still an absolutely gorgeous level. It's another one of those levels like Nelv or Heartbeat that you need to watch for yourself to experience. Hats off to Crone44. Man really knocked it out of the park with this one. Red World Rebirth is fine, being a remake of a fairly well-known collab between Sari and Neptune that is mostly remembered for introducing the Swing Copter game mode. It's alright. It's very slow and boring, and the decoration isn't that great, though it's definitely better than the original. Not much else to say here, very average level all around. Violently X is basically Killer Zone but with a worse song and much better decoration. The gameplay is all over the place and it's incredibly unbalanced and stressful. All of the parts scream early 2.1, but none of them have the charm that those levels often have. While it's better than Killer Zone, it's still pretty bad. Incipient is awesome. Jenkins cannot make a bad level, and this is further proof of that. The design is really unique and holds up pretty well in my opinion. The gameplay is also fast and intense in the second half, but not boring in the first half. The only real problem I have with it is how bad it is to try and do as a hardest. Please do play this level, but not as a hardest. Cromulon is not good. Being the longest extreme demon at nearly 6 minutes long, Cromulon's gameplay feels like it was a travel level that got buffed to extreme demon. The decoration is mostly pretty bland, though some parts look really good like the first 3 parts and the ending. Cromulon is also quite slow for a lot of its runtime, which isn't good in general, but especially not for a 6-minute extreme demon. With all that said, it's not a contender for worst extreme demon or even my personal least favorite extreme demons. It's certainly not good, but it's barely passable thanks to the good parts being really good. Exotic Energy is pretty forgettable. While I like the effect of the 70 cube, nothing else is really memorable.
Hey Loops!
What?
I don't like volume because the song is bad and it's incredibly unbalanced.
Okay.
It's literally harder Acropolis. What more do you want me to say?
Dude, this is the 3rd time that you used that joke in this video. You are turning into Family Guy.
The Time Machine needs 3 of the same joke in order to act as the unfunny processor. Don't ask me why I designed it like that, I just did.
Ew. Ew. Tech Manifestation sucks, it's really unoptimized and has awful gameplay. Cyclone is awesome. A super fast-paced and intense megacolor by Binoc, Cyclone is really cool. Aside from Jenkins' part being a lot harder than everything else, everything here is really cool and works well with each other to create a high-octane experience. The decoration is good, but not flashy, surprisingly, and the gameplay is considered to be really fun and enjoyable. The song is also great as well. Binox and the team really wanted to make a level that feels like a tornado, and they definitely succeeded. The Lost Existence is a pretty good level with some big flaws. I actually think the cloud section to the end is a really solid and well-made part, and it's impressive throughout what Jonathan was able to do within the game's 40k object limit. I also like the boss fight in the Deadlock section, as it feels like what a modernized Deadlock would look like. My praises can't extend much further, however. The first half is really bad, with a severe lack of playtesting apparent at the build-up. The level is also one of the longest Extreme Demons at 5.5 minutes long, and it's quite slow throughout, which, while that may add to the atmosphere, is a recipe for stress and boredom. I want to like this level, I really do, and there's parts I really do like, but I can't look past the big flaws this level unfortunately has. It's ultrasonic but sand, so it's automatically one of the funniest extremes.
But is it any good?
Somehow, yes.
If there's 3 things the Polish are known for, it's vodka, video games, and this specific timing. This used to be one of my favorite Extreme Demons, but I now see it has a lot of problems. The one thing that hasn't changed is my love of the song. Both the remakes and the original are great. Everything else here is pretty bad though. The decoration isn't great except for Jonathan's part, and the gameplay is pretty awful. Not much else to say here, so let's move on. Zettabyte is further proof that Jenkins cannot make a bad level. An excellent tech-themed Extreme Demon. Zettabyte has a lot of cool and unique ideas that are executed well. The gameplay is also really good, possibly even better than Incipients, and all around this is just a good-ass level. Good job, Jenkins, can't wait to see more great levels from you in the future. Skytech feels like digital disarray if it had an acne outbreak right before a school photo. It's significantly messy in both gameplay and decoration, but it's still a pretty good level. This, along with Team Z, which shares its song with Skytech, both got turned into free levels for a day, at different times, then eventually reverted back. I unfortunately was dumb enough to beat Skytech when it was free, so I have it marked as a completed extreme, sadly.
Uprise is Woogie on crack.
But it's easier than most Libertas and Retention?
It's worse than both of them.
Uprise makes no sense. It's so easy until you get to the waves, at which it randomly becomes a mainless level, then it reverts back to being an insane demon. The decoration and the song are both which means there's really nothing good going for this level. Awakening Horus is an interesting level. Created by Juhu with boss art by Zintik, AH has a great design and pretty unique color scheme. It's probably the only extreme to have a completely gold color scheme, which is pretty cool. The gameplay is pretty weird. I don't like how any of the duels flow, but most of the non-duel parts seem pretty cool. I wouldn't personally want to try this because of how janky the duels seem, but it's an alright level nonetheless. I'm not a huge fan of Allegiance. The effects have held up pretty well, but all the gameplay from the drop to 100 just looks like a pain in the ass to learn. It's miles better than Renovant, but that's not saying much. Night Party is weird. It features a lot of recognizable creators like Funny Game, Darwin, Bionox, and Nobbleboy, and the whole idea of the level was to be a send-off for Arlo, the level's host and verifier. One thing you'll notice right away is how the part cohesion is basically non-existent, which is pretty interesting. All the creators got to make their own styles without a theme, which isn't something you see a lot of in modern Extreme Demons. The gameplay is quite unbalanced, with Darwin's wave being a lot harder than anything else, but overall Night Party is a pretty solid level.
Webster's dictionary defines a hernia as, quote, a protrusion of an organal part such as the intestine through connective tissue or through a wall of the cavity as of the abdomen in which it is normally enclosed, end quote. Synonyms for hernia include a rupture, a fracture, and instant execution.
Hypersonic is a pretty cool level. The first 2.1 entry in the Sonic series, which started with the god-awful Supersonic and the alright Ultrasonic in 1.9. Viper then decided to revive the series with Hypersonic. This and Subsonic both stirred up a lot of dumb criticism, but I think the fact that the song choice for Hypersonic doesn't feel fast enough for a Sonic series is justifiable. 10,000, while fast, isn't the level of fast you would ideally want in a Sonic level, especially one named Hypersonic. Beyond that, my only real issue is how hard Etzer and Terron are, considering they are at the end of the level. Oh, and Viper's Ball Maze. I fucking hate that there's one of these in all 4 Sonic levels. I hate it. Cataclysm is a good level. The first wave is a lot harder than everything else, but that's about all the issues I have with it. We all know Cataclysm, we all respect Cataclysm, so let's move on. Cosmo Rush 21 is like Just Cause 1. Both look like complete ass, but are actually really fun. Cosmo Rush is very well synced, as you would expect from a Penata level. The song is alright, it's not one of Rex's better songs. It's a surprisingly good level once you look past the super dated decoration. Falling Up is one of Carmel's best levels. You're constantly getting higher and higher as the level goes on, going through a city, rainy skies, clouds, and ending with the player getting launched into space. It's a really cool and unique idea that has been copied many times but never executed as well as it is here. The gameplay is a bit iffy, especially with the last rule because, well, look at it. Overall though, Falling Up is a great Extreme Demon and a great level in general.
I sure hope Falling Up doesn't revert back to Insane Demon when I go to upload this video.
Hey, it just reverted.
Son of a bitch. It's Ado but harder and I don't like Ado.
Penumbra exists. Dark Rivalry also exists, but it exists worse, if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
Don't care.
Electrosonic is pretty charming. The parts are split between early 2.1 and Laser Blitz styles, and it's all pretty charming. The gameplay isn't that great, but the song is really good. All in all, just an average level. Poorly decorated rainbow level with cool gameplay and unique song.
Dude, that wasn't even a sentence.
I'm pressed for time, I had to cut down one sentence.
The ultimate phase is bad. The gameplay is incredibly wonky and unforgiving, and the decoration is bad by 1.9 standards, let alone modern day standards. The song is alright, the part used in penultimate phase is a lot better, but this part is still decent. If it wasn't one of the first Extreme Demons ever, people probably would not care about this level at all, but alas. The first ever rated Extreme Demon. It's terrible, but hey, it was important to the game's difficulty progress, so that's nice.
How has this not been demoted to Insane Demon? It's really easy.
Oh, then I should try it.
It's easy for an Extreme Demon.
Oh.
If the Apocalyptic Trilogy was RGB, Doomsday would be Y. Doomsday is probably objectively the worst Extreme Demon in the game now that Infinite V Circles 2 got demoted to Insane Demon. Doomsday looks like ass, plays like a game of soccer, but the ball is a bowling ball painted to look like a soccer ball, and the song is Atso. The whole level is a complete joke and no one should play it unironically.
Well, would you look at that? The time machine is powered up.
Cool. Activate it.
Nah.
What? Why not, dude?
If I push this button, I'll set a series of events into motion that will not allow me to do other things. And I want to do some of those side quests, man.
Oh, come on.